Sweet. It seems like we are good to go. Welcome everyone back to the stream. Welcome to Bloodborne. We're back playing essentially a Dark Souls game. This is not called Dark Souls, but it's a Dark Souls game. And this is the one that I feel like we've all been hyped for, maybe the most, the entire time we've been doing these things. So anticipation is high. The opening cutscene is playing right now, if you can even call it that.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
I can't actually see stream right now, but
That's okay.
Someone in the chat put a bunch of little goopy guy emojis, so I'm guessing that the little messengers were crawling all over you.
Not quite yet. Only thing we've seen so far is the dude, the unnamed dude, asking me to sign a contract. And so now I'm in my character builder. It's only going to take me a second because I've already loaded up my appearance and stuff.
Sweet.
But one thing to kind of say up front about this stream is that we're going to try to focus a little bit more on the narrative parts of this game, because it is definitely, I would say, of all the Souls games, the most narrative-centric. So we'll be pausing to kind of read item descriptions and talk about NPCs and stuff like that along the way, which we've kind of done up to this point, but maybe more so now. Now we're about to see the cutscene with all the messengers and werewolves and stuff.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm curious what your thoughts are in this cutscene in a second, Cam, because it's certainly slight compared to the others. Here we go.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
We got Jay in the chat.
Oh,
Hi, Jay.
hey, there he is. I don't know who Mushgod42 is, but I like frogs and I like raccoons. And I like,
Strong
which
emoji
they
game
also-
from Mushgod.
Yeah.
There's the messengers.
There they are.
Here comes that boy.
Those little boys.
And that's it, I think. I think that's the end of the cutscene. Oh, we have a little piece of dialogue. You found yourself a hunter. I think that's Yosefka who says that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically the only things we know about the world and the story at this point is that our character is seeking pale blood, whatever that means. I'm also going to see a note right here that tells me to seek pale blood. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. So we know there's something called a hunt. We know that I have found myself a hunter. We know that a blood transfusion has taken place, and I think that's all we know. Cam, do you have any thoughts on opening cutscene or anything else that we should know at this point?
I like I like the opening cutscene because it's very sparse. But I
Yeah.
think obviously I think Dark Souls 2 has the best like opener.
Oh, for
But
sure. Yeah.
I really like the beginning of Bloodborne because they like make a point to be like, you're not from here. You're like in a place
Yes.
that people in like unlike other Souls games, like you're in a place where people at least like ostensibly lived in not
Hmm.
very long ago. Like, I mean, you're just here. I mean, the world feels a lot more lived in than Lordran or Drangleic,
And
and so
speaking of me
yeah.
being an outsider, he refers to me as an outsider. I wanted to read the clothing item descriptions because there's some interesting stuff in there. They're all called like the foreign garb, foreign trousers. Um, the black hood says, hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Perhaps its wearer had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness. Without memory, who will ever know? So that lets us know that our character is amnesic to a certain extent. And then in the foreign garb, the only thing different there is it says, not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, that the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. The Sullied Bandage just tells us that we did a blood transfusion here. And then the trousers are the same. So yeah, positioning ourselves as outsiders or an outsider.
Yeah. Yeah, which like the other games do, but not to the same extent. Like people are going to see who haven't played the game or haven't seen the game played through before. That like when you're in the part where you are like kind of confronting a lot of the townsfolk or whatever, they are telling you to, I don't know, they're treating you like you're the crazy person,
Yeah.
even though they are. Well, people will see what's going on with them, but. Yeah, it's just neat because it gives you so little, but it does like do the work to like make your character like seem like an outsider of some sort.
Which is, I think,
Yeah.
an interesting thematic choice. I'll like to go ahead
Yeah.
and get into that stuff already because this is eventually going to become a Lovecraft game. And one of
Spoiler alert.
the things that is important to know about Lovecraft is he's like a huge xenophobe.
Yes.
And so to like position you as the outsider instead of someone who's afraid of an outsider is like
Right.
an important choice, I think.
It's very funny because there's a way of looking at Bloodborne where it's like it's a Lovecraft story but written from the perspective of what in Lovecraft stories is often the monster.
Yes.
Right? Like this is like you are the outsider who everyone is afraid of.
I thought
You
I
are
might
the
be
one
able to
with
kill
like
a werewolf without a weapon, but I did
with
not.
your fist, but
Yeah.
he got you. I love that. It's a tradition at this point, right? Like every Souls game has like an enemy at the beginning that's like, "Good luck, dummy! Like, can
Yeah.
you get this guy? You might as well try."
It's brilliant
Yeah.
because like in the first Dark Souls game you have the Asylum Demon, the first thing to throw at you, and what you're supposed to learn from it is that you have to run away. But in
Yeah.
this, there is no running. What you're supposed to do is die.
Well, you can run past the wolf.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah. I guess that's true.
Yeah, you can run past the wolf and then get up on the other side. There's someone named Peregrining in chat that says hello, Swaff. I
Oh,
don't know who they
hey.
are.
I think that is
Yeah.
my student Madison. Hi, Madison.
Cool.
Thank you for being here.
But yeah, like so for those who are interested in like the story, there is a lot going on with regards to like the transfusion thing that your character gets in the very beginning. That isn't really expressly laid out anywhere, so it's basically just like there is in this game, in this setting, there is blood. Okay, the game is called Bloodborne. There's going to be a whole lot of blood, so that is a big part of the game. But there is a certain kind of blood that you can like imbibe, and that blood heals you. It can heal any sickness, and you can like get hit with like a hammer and down some of this blood, and then you will become you'll be like healed from it.
I'm looking.
And
I'm in the Hunter's Dream right now, and I'm looking at the description for the blood vial. It says, "It is special blood used in ministration. It restores HP. Once a patient has had their blood ministered, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam, successive infusions can recall the first, and all are more invigorating for it." So it's almost being treated as a type of drug or intoxicant.
Yeah, there's I think there's some kind of one of the blood items or something like that says that alcohol is like very, very sparse in Yharnam because the blood is more intoxicating.
They're making blood.
So we will eventually get to why that is the case. Hey, spoilers, it's not good that everybody is drinking all this blood all the time. Drinking and just like stuffing it into their bodies constantly. It's not a good thing, but we will get to why it has these like supernatural properties, but suffice it to say that like blood in Bloodborne
it ain't good.
Is a little different from how you perceive blood here. Like blood has like, or like in reality, like blood has like different properties, and it like there's like a transmissibility to it that doesn't exist in the real world, and also like there is like kind of this strength that lies in blood that is like very, very like, you know, singular to this game. In fact, this is the game where like instead of getting souls, you just get blood.
You just get
like blood echoes. Yeah.
And I apologize to anybody. I know there are people in chat who have played this game many, many times, and so we'll probably be explaining things you already know. But I also know people are in chat who have never played this game, and I think like one of the goals of the stream for me is to kind of like get a better sense of the narrative of this. We're kind of like starting from the ground up and building it as we go.
Right.
When I died, I woke up in this area called the Hunter's Dream, which has been given no explanation whatsoever, and is like one of the more mysterious elements of the game, like up to the end, I think. But I found this workshop with a door that won't open, and also an abandoned doll. So that's nice. But I have nothing I can do here other than grab some weapons and go back to kill that werewolf that killed me. So I'm going to go do that.
Good luck. Yeah, I will say also probably worth note, in prep of playing through this game on stream, I have completely gone insane. Like I have pulled so much of the like lore and theory and stuff about this game into my brain that it has kind of like it has ruined part of it.
I read a book,
and
I read a book
basically that is that was. I mean, it's not an actual book, but it's a book more than 100, more than 100-page document written by a psycho.
Hold on, let me pause you for a second so I can talk to Yosefka really quick.
Yes, go for it.
Out on the hunt. Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door.
So this is where I was before. She will not let me back in.
My clinic must not be exposed to infection.
She's quarantining.
I know that you hunt for us, for our town.
Wow.
But I'm sorry.
Prescient, huh? This is all that we're gonna see a lot of people quarantining in this first stretch of the game, which is a thing that they the game kind of ignores after a certain point, but is a really big deal in the beginning. Did you ever see that there was like an NPR article during like the beginning of the COVID quarantines that was like, Bloodborne is the game we need right now, but it was from a writer who had not finished Bloodborne. So like,
oh man,
they were like just talking about everybody quarantining at the beginning of the game and how great that was and how it was like something to aspire to. Which like, yeah, it's probably good that they're doing that, but very much like not the point. That's not what the game is driving at exactly.
Right. Yeah, it's also kind of like expressly employed or employed, I'm not sure which one it would be, but like it's expressly done so that you feel like othered basically because you can't and you aren't,
and also the people who are quarantining are not safe either. Like they end up just like also, going insane and transforming. Yeah.
Yeah. I also love there are a couple of doors that you go to in Yarnum that you can just like knock on the door, and one of them is someone that's like, "Oh man, you're outside on the night of the hunt.
Sucks
that
for
must
you.
suck."
Yeah, we're gonna get to that person. That's maybe my favorite door you get to knock on. Like laughing at you.
Yes. Okay, Finral, you know. Okay, he knows. It was the Pale Blood Hunt. That is what I read.
Okay, yeah, go on. Say more about that.
Yeah.
While I kill some villagers.
Here. I will as it becomes relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it's all I can say about it. Like like condensing it down to as quick as possible is like it is this type of thing where there is a certain insight to it, which is kind of funny because of the way this game like uses the concept of insight. But like the person who wrote it is completely insane. Like I cannot stress enough that like I think the person's name is do what now?
That was the cleric piece.
Right.
I just heard him.
The person who wrote it, I think their like tag is Redgrave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of trying to simply like unfold literally every single fold that exists in the lore of this game,
of which
and
there
what
are
the
many.
game is like, yeah, and like what the game is driving at thematically. This person completely lost their mind. Like this is not. It is like by the time you get to the end of it, you're on his wavelength, I think, or their wavelength. But if you were to simply skip to the very end of Pale Blood Hunt without reading the run up to the end of Pale Blood Hunt, you are in for it. You're gonna like be like, what is this person talking about? I have no idea.
Yeah, I read the first chapter of Pale Blood Hunt, and I was like, I feel like I'm good for now. Maybe I'll go back and read parts of it later.
You missed the best bits, bro. Like you're talking about, like this is a thing at the end of this, dossier or whatever you want to call it. Like this person says, for that matter, what is blood? What are we talking about? What even is blood, right? Like that's like where we get to by the time this thing is over. Anyway, I read this thing in its entirety, and I gotta say, I kind of get it. I get where he's coming from, and I think that it's a neat way to think about the game.
Cool.
And to be clear, also, it's like that big old document is kind of like regarded as like. I mean, it's something that's canon, difficult to get through, but it's like the best, distillation of what he tried to do. So. Oh
wait, two things. One, I forgot to add my death to the werewolf, so let me go and do that. We got one death, and then secondly.
Hey, Ted's in the chat. What's up, Ted?
Yo, Ted. And here's my first quarantining citizen. Let's talk to them.
Are you that outsider?
I'm an outsider.
Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
He doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm gonna trot
Get out
along.
of here.
There's another one right across the street.
Keep it moving.
Come on.
Dang.
Open the door on the night of the hunt. Away with you. Now.
But yeah, I don't know. There is just something kind of beautiful about the fact that this game was able to become so much like that. Like non-Euclidean, that like the person who
can make people
set out to,
minds.
The person who set out to just be like, here is this video game story, ended up like the Mad Prince out of like an H.P. Lovecraft book. He's just writing stuff that he dreamed about, and it's like, oh man, I don't know what's going on anymore. It's really great. Now, anyway, if you have like a lot of time, you could go read Pale Blood Hunt and also lose your mind if you feel like it.
Yes, very appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, non-thematically, non-narrative-wise, in terms of like what my goal is right now, I'm basically trying to get to the first boss of the game because you can't summon a partner to help you until you have either killed or just seen the first boss, which is a really cool mechanic.
It's extremely cool.
People can probably see up in the top right-hand corner of my screen, I have two little indicators. There's one that says 1667. That's how many bloods I have. And then there's an I, and it says 0. That is my insight. which is, if we were playing a tabletop game like Call of Cthulhu, it would be like my insanity meter or something. But in this game, it's not quite. You're not going insane as you gain insight. You're actually growing more sane. You're being able to see things that you couldn't see before that have always been there, right? But one of those things is like being able to contact people from other, like I guess parallel.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. For now, we're fighting werewolves and stuff.
We're fighting werewolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. This is a game about werewolves and nothing else.
And wacky guys with guns.
Right.
Right now, that's what we're dealing with.
I like. We haven't mentioned that all these guys, as they're fighting me, will like talk to me while they're fighting me, which is a new thing for Dark Souls. They like tell me to get away, and they like call me names and stuff. It really makes it feel like this is a place that people live. As opposed to Dark Souls, where civilization has long since crumbled.
Yeah. Yeah, in Dark Souls, it's as if you are going into ruins almost most of the time. You know what I mean? You're like
excavating.
You're getting there like way too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with Bloodborne,
we're still too late. We're too late to actually fix anything.
Yeah. It feels as if, though, for a really long time in the game, that you're just barely too late. Like, it's just like, oh, man, like, this just now got out of hand. Mm-hmm. Like, this just happens to be the worst hunt that they've ever had, and stuff has kind of, like, slipped through into something else. And you kind of get this feeling like you're right on the heels of trying to figure it out, and trying to, like, find some kind of, like, response to what's going on, and then after a certain point in the game, you're like, "Oh wait, never mind. I'm way too late. I'm like way too late. What is going on anymore?"
Ted mentioned in chat that the e-girl is covered in blood, which is another cool mechanic of this game. Of like, as you kill things, your character becomes more blood soaked, and there's even like it's. Very the way that it works in terms of like the coding is very interesting too, because like if you're wearing clothes that cover parts of your body, blood will not get on those parts of your body. Like you could take those garments off and there will not be blood where they once were. So it's like really, really well designed.
Yeah, that's why my guy is wearing a hat.
I'm almost to the first boss. I have like 2 more little challenges before I get there.
Okay. Let me move over to him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just wandering around in Yharnam right now.
I'm really hoping I can beat him on my own first try. But we'll see. We'll see about that.
If not, you can pull me after and I can help you run up to Gascoigne.
Where are you, doggy? Oh.
Another really interesting thing about Bloodborne, which I'm sure people can see on your screen right now, is that like you're very much like in one place for most of the game. You're kind of like in the guts of a city, like throughout most of the game. There are parts where you kind of go to the outskirts and stuff like that, but for the most part, you're kind of just like worming around in this like bombed out city, and like it's pretty cool. It gives the game it gives the city a lot of character, like that, because you spend so much time there.
Before I fight these werewolves, which is probably the hardest part of the opening stretch of the game, I want to read one quick item description. I'm going to use this item in the boss fight. That's the Molotov cocktail. It says, explodes in raging flames when thrown against an object, one of the oldest hunter tools available in the workshop. Since the tragedy that struck old Yharnam, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. And we kind of got that in the opening cutscene too. Like when I saw the vision of a werewolf coming out of a pool of blood, it caught on fire, which is kind of like a hint that you can use fire against beast enemies. And so that's going to be very helpful for me in this first boss fight. But also there's the lore bit about a place called Old Yharnam, which we're probably going to go to next time. That'll be stream number 2.
I really love Old Yarnum.
It's
very cool. I love Jura so much.
Yes. I'm hoping we can both meet Jura and befriend Jura in our next stream.
Oh, okay. We're gonna try that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to go all the way around.
Yeah. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, one werewolf down. I've played this game with Jessie a little bit, which I mentioned during the Dark Souls 2 streams. She really enjoys playing through this first stretch, but she always dies here to these two werewolves. And, like, I don't really... Oh, no, I don't want to die. Okay. Woo! I survived. I don't really have, like, any way to help her because she just, like, you have to get better at rolling, you know?
Yeah.
What people say about the Dark Souls games is, like, they're just, like, so punishing and they just force you to be very good at them. Otherwise, you don't get to experience the game. And that's not entirely true. Like, there are things you can do to, like, customize your character and make things easier for yourself. But in Bloodborne, you absolutely can't. Like, you just have to figure out the base mechanics of the game and do some really difficult challenges before you get to do any sort of character customization stuff, really.
I think that there's kind of a thing in all of the Souls games where I think at a certain point a lot of it will click for a lot of people. And after that click happens, I think that you can kind of a little bit sort of goof off.
Yeah.
And like when you get that, it's all good, but you do have to get to that. And I think that some people never really get there. Even people who beat the games. I think that there are some people who never quite get that, like, okay, I see this, you know what I mean? Which is fair. I mean, the games are, they are difficult. There's no getting around that. But it's like, I think that if you can kind of get on their wavelength, then they become a lot less difficult, like, really quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And here is the Cleric Beast.
There's the boy.
This dude,
man, what
is
a
an
sweetie,
absolute
right?
madman.
Look at that little sweet guy.
So, when I first played Bloodborne, I managed to beat this guy on my first try, but it was like by the skin of my teeth, and my hands were shaking the entire time, which I think is like really illustrative of how this particular fight works. And it's not, like, on paper, it's not really that hard if you think about, like, objectively what his attacks are and, what his range is and how much damage he does to you when he hits you and stuff like that. It's not that hard. But the fight does a great job at instilling a sense of panic in you, which is a thing in this game, like, all the time. So it's a great intro.
Yeah,
what this thing
he's
is.
Screaming, he's like throwing his arms all over the place, the music is extremely intense.
I died. He hit me with he put his hand down to, like, jump off of it, and then he landed on me again. So 2 hits got me down.
Fenrir noted earlier that if he could just have the theme of Cleric Beast playing all the time, he would be happy. And like, or if it was his theme, he would be happy. And that's true. It is really good. Okay. Seltzer Milk also says that Cleric Beast is so pretty. It's true. He's very pretty.
So now I'm back in the Hunter stream. I have 1 insight now. Just seeing that has shaken something loose in my brain.
Stuff.
And now this doll that was just a doll is a person. The ultimate anime e-girl of Bloodborne, the doll.
Hello, good hunter.
I'm talking to her for a minute.
I am a doll.
I am a doll, she says.
To look after.
Redgrave in the Pale Blood Hunt has a very interesting theory about the doll.
Okay.
Which I think we should probably save for another time because it needs a lot of, it has to be unpacked.
Well, I think we probably won't be able to talk about it till we get to the DLC, right?
Yeah, we could probably wait till then. That's fine. It's something that he doesn't drop until the very end of the manifesto. So it needs a lot to be built up to it. Although it is kind of compelling. It's a neat little theory. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, I like the lore of the doll a lot.
Yeah.
So what she's talked to me about so far is that she's here in this dream to assist me. She asked me to talk to a guy named Gehrman who I've not met yet. And now she's telling me about the messengers, these little guys on the ground who they really like are soapstone messages from the Dark Souls games, but they kind of like have a character to them as well.
Yeah, they
you can
also run the
make them-
shop and stuff.
Yeah, you can make them wear little hats.
Yeah, they're sweet.
And here's Gehrman.
I haven't seen stream yet, but Ted just asked an interesting question.
Yep.
Is it a choice to be topless, or do they just start lady characters that way?
No, I don't
figure
like
the first.
I don't like the foreign garb that they start you out with, especially when I'm wearing long hair, because the long hair like clips through the like collar of the garb. So I just took it off. I think it looks cooler. So yeah, that's my story.
Well then.
So one thing that Gehrman just said is that like I need to just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. Don't overthink things.
Yeah, you'll feel good about it. Yeah.
Which like it kind of calls into question like what my motivation is as a character in this world, right? In the first Dark Souls game, you're like fulfilling a prophecy. You're in prison and somebody released you from prison, and then you find them on their deathbed and they tell you about this prophecy they want you to fulfill. And like on one level, you're just doing it out of goodwill to this person who helped you once. And then in Dark Souls 2, it's like, who knows what your motivation is? You will find yourself standing before a decrepit gate and you won't quite know why. And here he's like, don't think about it too hard. He also says I can use everything, all the tools in this workshop, including the doll, if I want to, which is like a hint at what's going on with the doll. But now I have an item.
Gehrman's a creep.
Oh yeah.
So there's we'll
Oh hey Corey.
yeah.
Corey's in the chat. What's up, bud?
See, incredulous about your explanation about being topless.
Sure. I mean, it has been a goal from day one to be hot in these games. You know, I said this when we fought the gargoyles in session 1 of Dark Souls 1. You know, if my character has to not be hot in order to have like good stats or whatever, I'm just going to choose to have bad stats. So that's the situation that I'm currently finding myself in.
It's a very fun. Strikes a funny little profile between our two characters.
Yes, exactly.
Where mine are typically as like dirty and nasty as possible, and whose driving ethos is basically that one speech from Conan about like just crush your enemies and see them driven before you or whatever. And yours are typically like the moon.
Exactly.
And
by the way, I have just rung the bell, so I'm in front of the Central Yarnum lantern.
Cool.
And we're about to meet Dr. Caveman?
Dr. Cav E-Man. Yes, that's right.
I can't wait. So I think the story here is, you know, as we've discussed in all these streams, the head canon of Captain Caveman is that he's a time-traveling Neanderthal helping out various e-girls in their quest to, overthrow whatever power structure.
Just some kind of weird benevolent being.
Yeah, and now he is evolved.
I'm bona fide. I got my dang doctorate.
He got his doctorate. He's invented the wheel.
That's right.
And he's found himself some new clothes.
That's right. Male wife is about the best way to put it. Yes. That's right.
I am eventually going to be like an electricity, like magical girl. Like one of the inspirations here is Sailor Moon for my character, and the weapon I'm going to be using, the Tonitrus, is about the closest thing you can get in this game to like the Sailor Moon staff.
Like the little scepter.
Yeah, the scepter.
Yeah.
But right now,
Jay asks, "Is there not a big club in Bloodborne?"
There is
not really.
No club.
There is a weapon that kind of looks like a big club called the Bloodletter, but it doesn't really embody the same ethos.
Yeah.
Is there not a big old club in Bloodborne? Sorry. Yeah, it's because like this is the dumbest weapon in the game, like easily. So this is where we're at.
Oh, nice. So I'm wondering if you're doing like a lot more damage than me because they're scaling you down from a really high level, or if our damage is mostly comparable.
I think I'm doing a lot more damage than you.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, hey, for those at home who are keeping count, my wheel is actually haunted. Got a big old haunted wheel that is powered specifically and explicitly lore-wise by hatred. So yeah.
Oh, I think there was a quarantined citizen I missed last time. Don't let me forget to get the one next to the fountain. Oh, I also didn't pause to take in this site here. This is
very cool.
This is amazing. You know, just like on a gameplay level, like you're kind of working through these streets and like fighting one enemy and then like 2 or 3 enemies and then a lot of enemies, and then you come across like this whole town square full of enemies. You're like, oh my god, how in the world am I supposed to do that? But also on a lore level, you know, they're crucifying a werewolf, which is cool. And lets you know exactly what these people are out here for. They're searching for.
Yeah, there's also bones and stuff all around the burning cross thing, so...
Oop, there's a dog.
It does scale the damage down, Ammo, but it's still...
You're
like,
also probably using blood gems and stuff, which I don't have access to yet.
Yes, I have gems and all that jazz. It's still... I'm still hitting harder than I think Swaff is capable of hitting at this point.
Yes. Oh wait, I forgot to speak to Gilbert too. We can do that before Gascoigne.
Yeah, we'll yeah, whatever.
I have a little I have a checklist that I've been neglecting to look at while playing.
Good. Look at this big old guy. Everybody see this big old guy over here? Check this out.
Guys.
Carry that.
Is there not a guy to is there not a quarantine guy to talk to over here? I thought there was. Oh yeah, there is. Right here. Right here.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Let's see. Oh wait, nope. That is not a door.
Oh, it's over here. I know what you're talking about. It's over here. It's the party one. This is actually like
this is the best one.
It's the scariest one to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what about it is so creepy, but it's so creepy to me.
So there's like this hysterical laughter, which is scary on its own.
It's like everybody in there is just wiling out. I don't really know what's going on in there. And it seems sinister because of how like crazy it is out here.
Yeah.
And like for them to just be in there in like this weird state of revelry is very spooky to me. It's like they're like one instant away from all of them becoming beasts and just like tearing each other apart or something.
But like smiling while they do it or something. You know, it's real gross to think about. And they're also like mocking me like, "Ha, you're stuck outside. You're not going to last very long.
You're going to die."
Yeah.
Emma says the one-handed version of the whirligig is a club. It is. It's like a mace more.
It's tiny
than like like one-handed. I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah.
Also, the ethos is what's important. Is the weapon stupid?
I also like the idea
of
Captain Caveman becoming a doctor and inventing the wheel. That's
right.
That's too good.
It's the first step.
Yeah. When you get your bachelor's, you learn how to make fire.
That's right, yeah.
Master's
sprout a
is
dragon
tools.
Head. Yeah.
And then doctorate is wheel. Whoop. We also haven't really talked much about the combat mechanics, which are different. in this game.
Oh, yeah. Very
People
different.
maybe have noticed that I've been gaining health back after I lose it by attacking people. There's like this regain rally system in the game, which really incentivizes just being right up on the people you're fighting, like not keeping your distance, not being cautious, just kind of going hog wild.
Yeah, the game really wants. So when Cleric Beast is instilling this like sense of panic in you, the game wants you to try and instill the sense of panic in things around you.
Yeah.
Like it wants you to lean in to the fact that like everybody thinks you're like this weird outsider monster guy.
Right.
The game very much wants you to like go Joker mode and become the weird, like crazy dude smashing everybody.
I also
Yeah.
heard that in an interview, Miyazaki talked about your health as not like actually your vitals, but more like your will to carry on. And if you're in a
Yes.
fight and you get hit a bunch of times, you kind of like lose motivation. But when you get one good hit in, it like ignites a fire in you, you know? Keeps you going.
Another little like creepy little tidbit is y'all just saw Swafford perform what is referred to in this game as a visceral attack.
Oh, yeah.
Like where he, rather than in the other games where you would like backstab or parry somebody and just smack them with your weapon, in this game your character reaches into the person that you
Yep.
have parried.
And
He's
just
like
pulls their
they
guts
like
out.
slam their head
Yeah.
their hand into their rib cage and just pull stuff out.
Yep.
And also, if you look very, very closely, when you were pulling your arm out, it's like beast mode, kind of looks like
yeah.
Cleric Beast's arm. So like, it's neat. It's like a whole like, you're already kind of beasting up
There's a visceral.
a little bit. Yeah. This dude is goated. He looks so cool. It's like one of my favorite like design monsters ever.
The music is so good.
Yeah.
When we were finishing
Man, I'm
Dark
busting
Souls
this
2
boy up,
on
though.
stream, you mentioned that like every boss in Dark Souls or every boss in Bloodborne is having the worst day of their life.
Yes.
this guy is a great example of that.
Yeah. All of them are just like in
Look,
pain.
oh man,
Oh wow, he got you,
he
huh?
got me.
Wow.
Whew.
Wait, so are you out of insight?
Maybe. I think I am.
Ooh.
I can try him one more time on my own, and then
Yeah.
if I can't get him,
You
I
can go
will
sewer
grab him.
diving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still doing good.
Okay. I think so. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Is seltzer milk matte? I think seltzer milk is matte. I'm just gonna run past all these dudes. I do not want to fight all of them. Bye. Enjoy your hunt. I'm busy, or I would join you. Sorry. Don't mind me. Alright, hi Matt. Glad to have that confirmed. Now, let me kill this guy, otherwise he's gonna come sneak up on me. Whoop!
Okay.
Oh man, that should have been a visceral. Ugh! I'm not doing good.
Uh-oh. Did you die again?
Yeah, I died to the brick troll.
Nice.
I thought this might
you
even
got
be a no
trolled,
death
boy.
first session, but nope. I could have opened the shortcut. That would have been smart.
Yeah, you should have opened the shortcut.
Why didn't I do that? I'll do that this time before I fight the cleric beast. Bloop. We running.
Do. Yeah, Farquhar, I guess, in
That is
chat says
Robbie,
that.
another student.
says that they like the death counter. Very funny little thing. In Dark Souls 1 and 2, we got like really close, right? Like it was like the
It was
same,
almost
the
exactly
exact
the same. It was like in
Yeah.
I want to say the 80s. It was like 86 or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 90s. I forget.
They were really close though. They were only like 2 or 3 apart or something.
I should
right?
not have done that. I need to kill the troll first. Come here. He's got my blood. That's why his eyes are purple.
Give me my blood back.
We should also note the cuss counter at 0.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we'll stay at 0. We were not able to keep it at 0 for Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. I think that my challenge with the cuss counter in Bloodborne is not so much that I cuss when I'm doing poorly. When I'm playing this game, I tend to cuss when I'm doing well. I will like trash talk the enemies that I'm fighting. So we'll see.
I thought that you were gonna say that like something would startle you.
No.
But that's hilarious. Yeah. For those who weren't present, I was the one who messed up the cuss counter in Dark Souls 2.
Well, I did
think,
too.
right?
Yeah, you weren't the only
Did
one.
you?
Oh man, I didn't.
I got very mad at the end of the Dark Souls 2 stream at the concept of soul memory, which Emo mentioned, like, at the beginning of this, is like, so long soul memory. We don't have to deal with it anymore. We don't even have to deal with being even close to the same level anymore, which is great. Yeah.
It's perfect. So you've already basically finished the game, right?
I'm like 2 Nightmare Mensis, and I've like run up through parts of Hunter's Nightmare and stuff like that. So get close enough. I just wanted to get high enough level to where I could wield the log wheel, and then also, well, geez, that was its own whole thing. Anybody who doesn't know, I also
You could have
For
gotten
people
the
who do
wheel
know-
like almost at the very beginning.
I
you
know,
didn't
but I was
that.
so stupid. I could have just killed the stupid guy and got it. But I went instead and fought Father Lugarius, who's like one of the hardest bosses in the game.
Yeah.
And I fought him way underleveled. Anyway, whatever. I'm over it. I had to level enough to be able
Clearly.
to use the dumb thing to begin with, and also I wanted to level my vitality enough, because if you get your health to a certain level, when you pop the wheel open to its like first like hate level, it won't drain you anymore.
Okay, say
If
more
you-
about that. The hate level of the wheel?
Okay, so the wheel is a wheel used by some weirdos from the church. We will get to the church.
haven't talked
We're gonna
about the
leave
church
that.
yet, but
Yeah,
yeah, we will.
We'll just leave it for now. Some weirdos from the church use the wheel to fight Vile Bloods, which are basically vampires.
They're vampires. This is a werewolf and vampire game.
Yeah, so the wheel, whenever, if you guys see Captain Cave, or Doctor Caveman pop the thing open and like red spirits go everywhere,
Yeah.
it's because he is invoking the hateful spirits of the vampires killed by the wheel. So like that is what like gives it power. And then you can also like rev it up and give it more hatred, and that makes it even stronger. Let me see what the actual description says. It says weapon wielded by Martyr Lugarius's band of executioners. So those are the church weirdos. It says used to slaughter the vile bloods in Canehurst, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire.
Good.
Transformed to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. So it's like haunted. It's like got like unrested, unfinished hatred in it that you can like pop open and use, which is very cool.
I want this werewolf to attack me. Okay, here we go. Because I don't want to fight both at the same time.
Emo, I don't know why I didn't kill Alpha. I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm stupid. Maybe
Oh,
is the
man.
main answer. I was like, oh, I tend to, ahead of these streams, think of an idea for a character, and I'm like, oh, well, there's no way around it. I have to do this stupid, awful labyrinthine thing to make it work. And so I just saw, oh, well, I need the Wheel Hunter badge, and I thought, oh, well, I have to kill Logarius to get that. And so I got to level like 50 something, which is like way under leveled for Logarius.
Yeah.
And then I went up there and he like whooped me a few times. And then I summoned a hunter who used the boom hammer and we like wrecked him. And I was like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool.
My original plan for this character was I was going to use a weapon called the Blade of Mercy. Because it's like the fastest weapon in the game. And my original idea was I just want to be really fast. And so I pulled out a little test character to get the Blade of Mercy, which is kind of hard to do at the beginning of the game. But I got it, and I ended up liking it so much that I couldn't help but just like play the entire game. And so I beat it. I 100% of the game with that. And I feel like I've had my fill of the Blade of Mercy, so now we're doing a new weapon.
Tonitrus is very cool too, so...
Yeah. I've enjoyed playing around with it as well, off stream. Okay. I feel like I've been sloppy in my
trying
rush.
to kill the guy even lower level than when you fought Logarius. Fighting Alfred straight up would have been way harder. It probably would have been hard, dude. Yeah, like those like NPC hunter guys.
Yeah, I mean, I had to kill Eileen.
They're really hard.
I had to kill Eileen to get the Blade of Mercy, and it was.
I don't know though,
cheese
man.
it.
Emo, dude, Logarius killed me in one hit. Like if Logarius hit me at all, I died.
Jeez, that sucks.
Like, yeah. So he could hit me with his little like. Yeah.
Yes.
You've been asked again why your character is not wearing a shirt. Farquhar,
Man,
he
I've
just
addressed
thought it was
this.
cool. Yeah, he thought it would be cool. He doesn't like the foreign garb,
I do
so
not.
now yeah.
Also, I'm allowed to be a hot anime girl. You can't stop me.
Emo's saying Alfred killed me in one hit too. Okay, I mean I believe you, because he uses the wheel, doesn't he?
Whoa!
And the wheel would probably one-shot you at low level, I would guess.
Oh man.
I feel like I remember he uses like, doesn't he use Kirkhammer before you get to?
If you summon him for Bloodstarved Beast, he uses Kirkhammer. I don't know if he uses the wheel if you fight him earlier.
We will address who we are talking about once Swafford runs into this weirdo. But suffice it to say, there is a guy I could have killed way earlier that I will note, hey, I could have killed this guy, and then like 6 or 7 streams later when we kill Logarius, I will say like, hey, this is the guy I actually killed to get this stupid wheel instead.
Yep. Man, I can't believe I'm holding up the stream by continuing to die to these werewolves. I guess I could just run past them.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would mess that up too. So I'm just going to try to kill them. They are really hard. I do think that fighting the 2 werewolves is maybe trickier than fighting the cleric beast.
Jay says you should ask Jessie how to beat the werewolves. She might be able to help you.
Yeah, maybe she'll come home in the middle of the stream and I'll pass the controller to her. She would love that. I keep hearing the music box, which is weird. We're gonna hear the music box. We're gonna get a music box later that is important to the plot of the game. I don't know why I'm hearing it in this location. That doesn't make any sense to me.
There's some. I thought that was like an insight thing where you could have a certain amount of insight and you would hear the music.
Maybe it's because Gascoigne's little summon sign is there.
Oh, I forgot you can summon him for that. That's pretty cool.
You can, yep.
Yeah. I think it's really funny that if you get your insight to a certain level, you can just be like walking around Yarnum and you hear just an infant crying, like in like the void. And I remember whenever I was first playing through the game and I had not like gotten to where what that is revealed, I was like, that doesn't sound good. Like whenever I was just walking through the city.
We're using the Molotov cocktail. I'm done with these werewolves.
Is it from that baby carriage? Fenrir, it depends on what you mean by that. There are several empty baby carriages out and about.
Rip. Okay. One more. Still have 6 Molotovs. That's a good number for Cleric Beast.
I usually save my Molotovs for Gascoigne.
Oh, really? I have never used Molotovs on Gascoigne. I always just melee.
He's like
that guy.
really weak to him whenever he goes beast mode.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just use the music box, but we'll get there later.
True.
I need to equip the torch, which I think is also something I wanted to read the description of. It says, a common torch formed by wrapping a pine resin-drenched cloth around the end of a long stick. Hunters choose torches not only because the hunt leads them to the darkest nooks, but also because certain creatures they encounter are possessed of a deathly fear of flame, which is going to be a thing in our next stream, Session 2. We're going to run into some creatures that are very afraid of this fire. I love this little dark house area that I'm in right now. I'm opening the shortcut.
Oh, yeah.
When I went in this house that I first played through, I was so scared. I was horrified.
Yeah.
Because I've never really... You know, in Dark Souls, you don't go in domestic spaces, like, ever. And so it was, like, totally uncharted territory. There's also this jump scare right here. If you get that item, this guy will shoot you if you're not holding your torch. And, like, I don't know. It just reminded me of, like, Bioshock or something, you know, like, just people hiding behind every corner and, like, living their own weird lives.
Yeah.
Here's a note in the house. It says, when the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward as Old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night. So that's our second reference to Old Yarnum and its experience with fire. So that'll be next time. Once again, let's open this shortcut. Okay, shortcut, open. You know, now that I'm here, let's talk to Gilbert. This guy. Gilbert says,
"Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done." This town is cursed.
Yeah, Emo, like, I don't know why the NPC hunters, like, their guns do so much damage. It's insane.
and
Like,
your gun does none.
does no damage. And, like, even if you do, like, a full-on Bloodtinge build, you cannot get your gun to, like, do the type of stuff that... Like, whenever you fight Jura, if he shoots you with his rifle, it'll, like, kill you instantly. Like, immediately. But, I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, Emo, if you just, like, run up to him, then he does just, I guess, have, like, the Kirk hammer and the shotgun, but the shotgun will, like, kill you instantly if it hits you, so... I don't know. Ligarius was also not fun or easy, so just that's all I got to say about that.
So Gilbert has made the first reference we've seen to the church, and he's also referring to it as the healing church, and they control all knowledge of blood ministration. So I came here, my character came here to have some sort of blood transfusion done, and so now we know that that's like... maybe like a healing thing. Maybe I came here because I was trying to get something cured. But I have to like sign myself away to the hunt in order to do that.
Not a place you'd normally want. I don't imagine you have to.
And I think I've heard everything I can hear from Gilbert. Yeah, now he's just... Oh no. He's,
kind of a
he's,
funny...
he has more to say.
From the town, south
Oh, okay. I'll let him
One
finish.
sec, yeah.
Not a place.
Oh wait, no, that's the same thing you said before. What were you about to say?
Not much of a choice.
Kind of a funny parallel for any you know, real ones in the audience who may have played Kentucky Route Zero.
Oh yeah.
is that there is the same kind of thing that happens where your character at a certain point is very ill,
Yeah.
and like in order to survive, while under the influence of like pain-killing medication, signs like a contract that ends up like more or less sealing his fate. And it's interesting that that also happens in Bloodborne. Bloodborne, Kentucky Route Zero. Who would have thought?
Oh my gosh, why can't I play this game? Come on. Oh man. He got me cornered. This is not good. Wow.
Did you die again?
I did die again. But the shortcut is open. So, you know, it's fine.
Wait, what got you that time?
It was the brick troll. He,
Man.
I kind of got stuck in a corner and I couldn't get away from him.
Those guys are really giving it to you, huh?
Okay, here we go. This is the time. No more death. Die.
Funeral, I also did not find Gilbert on my first playthrough. So there was kind of a special sort of weirdness to after you beat Vicar Amelia, and it's like, oh, hey, like, Master
what am I doing
Willem.
here? Yeah.
Yeah. And like all these people, these like highfalutin, hoity-toity, smart church people talking to each other, and I was like, who are these people?
Yeah.
That's like, what's going on here?
I definitely did not put any of that together my first try.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of Gilbert locking himself in his house and coughing, worth mentioning, I have been quarantining all weekend because I thought I might have COVID, which was fun.
Right, yeah.
But I have had 2 COVID tests over the past several days, and both came back negative, so I think I am good, but it has not been a fun time. I'm mostly better now, though. I will be back at school. Here we go.
Wow.
Visceral.
That sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
To be back at school.
Yeah. You know, just a very safe place to be right now.
It is, after all, your job.
Okay, Cleric Beast is going down. We're doing good.
Finral mentioned that Bloodborne doesn't tell you anything, even compared to other games.
I
See,
don't
what's
know if I
interesting about
agree.
what's interesting about it is, like, if you read the items, Bloodborne tells you so much.
It
but
even has little
it
notes
tells you,
left to to point you towards lore things.
It tells you, though, like, it's very heady. Even like the item descriptions are very like, I wonder about everything feels very like ponderous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like very like.
Oh no! Hold on. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. It's fine.
Like, I guess, like, in Dark Souls, in Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, and even in 3, whenever you're reading item descriptions, it's like you're reading a history book or something.
Yeah.
But in Bloodborne, whenever you're reading an item description, it's like you're reading from somebody's journal or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like...
that note we're gonna find later about the Bergenworth spider sounds like something somebody wrote down to, like, warn a member of their family about or something. Cleric Beast is dead.
You got him.
I got him. I have a question about the Cleric Beast. He has that attack where he just, like, slams his fists together and doesn't hurt you, but he, like, glows red. What is he doing when that happens?
I think he's, like, buffing himself or something, if it's the attack I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can beckon you now that I have 3 insight from killing the Cleric Beast. Can I just walk right out here and do it? I can. Okay, if you go right outside the Great Bridge, you will be back.
Yeah, I'm coming. Finral says, in terms of definite direction, I agree. Because you literally just, like, find a note that says, like, seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Which, dang, if you have, like... Did you read Pale Blood Hunt, Finral? Or am I the only person who has done that here? But
might just be
the idea of what the pale blood hunt is, or what the pale blood is really cool too. Oh yeah, cool, awesome. Okay, cool. Then we can talk about that later. Yeah. Oh, Emma says go level up first. You probably should.
I should do that. I also have like a
Yeah.
item that I can pop.
You got to give me a minute to trek
Okay.
over there anyway.
Let's go back to the hunter's dream. Take a quick shower. Get all this blood off me. I also have some things I can read, I think. Hello, Dawn.
Welcome home, good hunter. I must have drifted
Emma asks
off.
if you know what outfit you want to end
What
up
is
in
your
yet.
desire?
Yes, I want to wear the black church garb. Or at least the
Oh.
top. I don't think I'm going to wear the bottom because the bottom is a dress. I'm not into that. But I want to wear... I probably like these pants, but with the black church top. Looks real cool.
Very well. Let me stand.
Okay. I probably could use health more than anything else. But let's also bump strength a little bit. Yeah.
I'm so glad that someone else in chat has like read that stupid thing, so that whenever I'm like referencing it, so at least somebody will know like what it is.
Okay,
what
I
I'm
wanted to
talking
read
about.
the pungent blood cocktail, which kind of
Yeah.
confirms something we were kind of speculating on earlier. It says it is a mature blood cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. A precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yarnum, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is the more intoxicating.
Yeah,
that's going to be
the one.
important for our next boss too. The idea that like blood is an intoxicant.
Yeah. Okay, so are you gonna just be at Central Yarnum, I guess, when you wake up? Or are you gonna go to Cleric Beast, the Great Bridge?
Great Bridge.
Okay, I'll head over there then.
Yes, Ammo, you are correct. Fashion Souls. That's, I mean, for all the people who've been asking, why did I, take the foreign garb off immediately? Fashion Souls is the reason. It doesn't look good.
What is good, anyway?
It doesn't look good to me. It's
I
not
ask
to
you,
my
Socrates,
taste.
what is good?
Socrates, what is fashion?
Yeah. Oh, I'm ready to get back in your world, baby. I'm ready for it.
Come on, Brick Troll. Here we go.
Wait, are you back? Did you
Yeah.
ring your bell?
Yeah, my bell is rung.
Oh, okay. I'm ringing.
I'm going to read another thing while I wait on you. I got this when I killed the Cleric Beast, the Sword Hunter Badge. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. The silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was the first of many Healing Church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. So that tells us that the thing that we just fought was a person. And transformed into that thing. Maybe when we heard it scream earlier, that might have been the person transforming into that thing. And if I hadn't played the DLC, I would say that was probably Ludwig, but we're going to meet Ludwig later, and that is a different person. Oh, hello. Do we go this way, or do we go that way?
What are you trying to do? Get to Gascoigne?
Yeah.
This
well, yeah. Okay.
Give bullet.
We need
Oh
to
wait,
go-
you know what? I'm thinking of this. You don't have the shortcut open. We gotta go around, boy.
Oh, do we?
We gotta go through the sewers. It's gonna be a minute.
I think we've talked about this on stream once before, but a thing worth mentioning is that basically everything that we're playing today is going to be made into this fan game, Bloodborne PSX, which is a demake of Bloodborne imagined as if it was on the PlayStation 1. And I think it's supposed to be done by the end of the year. So I think it would be really cool, like, to cap off this stream after we've beaten Bloodborne by streaming Bloodborne PSX. Because it's just this part of the game, so I could probably do it in one sitting. That sounds super fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can follow over here, Swaff.
I'm getting this item.
Yeah.
He's a pebble.
You can follow the person on Twitter that's like deving it. It's all just one person.
Yeah, I wish I knew her handle off the top of my head. Lilith.
I can find it if I get separated from you.
Yeah.
Because I think I follow. But yeah.
Ba-doop.
Hey, you. Yeah, mode is very cool. It's really neat that she also like crunched the sound up and stuff.
Yeah.
And like made it sound like it's coming out of one of those like the PlayStation 1 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa.
What? Did I almost knock you off?
That was close. Yeah, the visceral about knocked me off. Ow. Ew.
Is there anything over here? I don't think there is. We just need to go down. Whoop. Oh, hello. Oh, you got spells.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
forgot you got spells. He really did earn his doctorate.
he really went for it. This man learned a thing or two. All right, over here is.
I think there's some madman's knowledge over here.
This is the. Over here where I'm at is the set. It's the Elite Knight set of this game.
Oh yeah. Well, let me kill this rat that now is angered at me.
Which is pretty cool that you get it so early, honestly.
Yes.
Like, you can look super fly really early in this game, which is neat.
The thing that kind of bums me out is that what I like to do, I like to help people. I like to co-op and like help people with bosses. And everybody's always wearing the set. Like, it's the only thing anybody wears. There's no flavor to it. In terms of just like people creating unique designs. And so, like,
it's
if I was just going for stats, that's what I would put on right now. But this is Fashion Souls, baby.
You could wear like the pants and the gloves or something.
I could.
It would, yeah.
Let's see what the pants look like.
They're cool.
They're cool. I like them. Though I like the Hot Topic like straps that hang off of the foreign.
The suspenders.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna leave those on.
All right, have at it. I'm not wearing pants, so
good. Staying true to yourself in at least one way.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm dead probably. No, I survived. Cool.
Oh, you just fell all the way down.
Almost.
Come bonk these corpses for me.
I'm here. I'm swinging wild. Man, you gotta hit these guys a lot.
Yep. I don't like fighting them. They're not very fun.
Yeah, they're whatever.
They're not hard. They're just not fun.
I have to hit them twice.
I like whacking crows out of the air. Like you thought.
Yeah.
You're flying to my face.
The crows are also pretty like they bother me kind of, like, because they're, the whole idea of them, because like you run into these big old crows all throughout the game.
They're making non-crow noises.
They're making non-crow noises, and also they can't like fly.
Yeah.
They can just kind of like flail through the air, and like, oh man, here's that big old pig.
Let's charge him.
Okay. The thing is also, the implication is supposed to be that they've like gorged on so much like detritus that they are like now unable to fly.
Yep.
Like they've just eaten so much like dead flesh.
They're like the flies in Blighttown.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a shortcut.
Hey,
We don't
over here.
necessarily need to do it, but because I want to see Gascoigne's daughter before we get to Gascoigne, and I think that's a different path. I also wanted to grab the Madman's Knowledge. I always get lost in the sewer.
Yeah.
There's a little set piece.
This is Gascoigne right here.
Yeah, like we're right in front of him, but
Yeah.
don't want to do him right just yet.
Well, let's go get
open
the shortcut open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. I think, yeah, we can just backtrack from here to the Gascoigne's daughter or whatever. We go get that thing open.
Ba-doop.
Whoop.
And this takes me back to the house. Yeah, you lead the way. I don't know where I'm going. Wait, maybe I do. I think maybe we're looking for a ladder, like that's around like a corner. You know what I'm talking about?
Right here.
Yeah, we haven't gone up this one. Yeah, that's the ladder.
up. A long
The
way.
super long ladder.
Yeah. And this is where you can meet Eileen.
Yes, we didn't meet Eileen. We need to do that.
A hunter must hunt. Also, just really, like, whenever you get to the like run up to the building with Eileen in it, like the zone looks extremely cool.
Mm-hmm. There's a Madman's Knowledge. Let's go ahead and read that really quick. Madman's Knowledge. Skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones, used to gain insight. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose for posterity. And we have an image of a skull that's like has this weird cosmic slug growing out of it. So first hint, very strong hint, this is going to be an eldritch horror game eventually. Can I knock on this door? Yes. Another person calling me names.
Can you hear that from there?
The music box?
No. Can you hear me yelling?
No. I cannot. Oh, now I can.
Okay.
I'm right at the bottom of the ladder. Yeah.
I don't have a very good anymore, so I have to just yell.
Okay, this is a shortcut. And then this is a character.
From the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
So I'm agreeing to find this girl's mother.
Oh, my mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful.
I'm getting a real good look at Captain Caveman's mouth right now.
If you find my mum, give her this music box.
She gave me a music box.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears...
Okay, I've heard everything she has to say. So we have this music box. The story behind the music box, we've been told, it plays one of her dad's favorite songs, and they play it for him when he forgets them, which that's really important. The description says, a small music box received from a young Yarnum girl plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however faintly, Viola and Gascoigne. And she also mentioned that her mother wears a red brooch, which is also going to be important.
Her mom is not a monster, Ted. She's she can get the chance. Yeah.
How do you get to the part with Eileen? Where's that?
Wait. Yeah. Hold on. You go... Is it this way? Yeah, follow me.
Oh, you're
Come
right.
back up here.
We didn't go that way.
I think it's this way.
You're right. Oop.
This is like the bottom of it, but yeah.
Hold on, let's clear out this area. This is treacherous.
Yeah. Wait, I thought there was a guy over here.
There was?
Guess not.
Did he fall? He might have fell. He fell. Look at him.
Whatever.
Loser.
What a silly little Billy. Falling in a hole. Alright. So, let's go in here.
Yep.
Meet the dadgum hunter of hunters.
The hunter of hunters. Oh, sniper. Got me.
There's a Madman's Knowledge down there, too.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe after we meet
first.
Eileen, we can drop down there, grab it, and then hightail it for Papa G.
Papa G. Those guys have a good shaped torso. I like their long body.
Yeah, we're seeing people kind of in various states of werewolfdom in this first section. We've seen full werewolves. We've seen that guy that's like a half werewolf. Those dudes with the shields, they have like werewolf faces. And then most of the villagers just are normal people.
Well, they'll have like wild hair.
Yeah.
Like that is like the craziest thing about them.
Can I chop this
They've
down?
got like a wicked hairdo.
Some good weapons up here that I'm not going to use, but they're good.
Here is the lady. She looks extremely cool.
Extremely cool.
Like unreal. They put it all on the table with Eileen. She looks insane.
What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights.
So Eileen's deal is that she hunts hunters.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. She's such a bad dude that her job is that she goes after hunters who are like starting to become beasts.
Yes.
Because the
they
danger
they think they're hunting beasts, but really they're becoming beasts in the process.
Yeah. The danger of beasthood is not only that it's it's not only that like it turns into this mindless thing, but also if you are someone of like great strength or skill, the beast still has those strengths and skills. So
yes.
You become very, very dangerous if you become a beast and you are a hunter. which we
Also,
will see soon.
Yeah.
But
we've been seeing these I don't know, posses of people, mobs of people wandering the streets, like ostensibly looking for beasts. But like I said earlier, some of them you can see turning into beasts like right now. So I think this kind of ties back to what we were talking about earlier about.
Oh wait, follow me.
Yes, we need to go this way. This thing we were talking about earlier about like outsiders and xenophobia, like they're looking for these threats, but really they are the threats. Oh yeah, here's an NPC.
just like this area, you just like turn and look back into the building where Eileen is. There's like this cool.
So this
Twilight
old lady
window.
Really quick, this old lady who's shut up here. I like this. She asked me if I know of any safe places, and then at this point in the game, I'm only given one option, which is no. No, there are no safe places.
You're like, lady, if it's here, I ain't found it
No
yet. Okay?
respect for the elderly.
Still looking for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's check out this area. It's so cool, that red window.
Yeah.
This was another part I ventured into a little scared on my first playthrough. Where are you at? Where'd you go?
Wait, where'd you go?
I went down the stairs. Oh, that's where you wanted me to go.
Back into the building with Eileen?
Oh, did you want me to go a different direction?
Oh yeah, I think a shortcut opens up back here or something, and then we can run for Gascoigne.
we can open the house.
Yeah.
From the other side. Did you kill all these dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, there's all these cages full of dogs, which I guess is where the mob keeps their dogs that they use to hunt with.
Hunt. So you go in here.
Cav E-Man. There it is.
And then look, we're back in the spooky house. And then a very, very cool other thing is if you take a left here, check it out. We're at that elevator.
Yeah. I love
this is some real Lordran, built on top of itself type of thing.
Absolutely. They don't do it as much throughout the game as they do here, but they do it so well.
It's very loaded into the Yharnam parts.
Yeah.
Whenever you're not in Yharnam, it's less so. But I mean, there's still, even whenever you're in the outskirts, there are still some pretty cool. There's still some pretty cool shortcuts that you find that you're like, oh, neat, Farquhar says those better have been undead or infected dogs, or I'm declaring war. They are. Infected. It's the same dogs that were trying to bite Swafford's ears off earlier. Yep. Have I seen what now?
Have you seen that map that somebody drew of all the locations of Bloodborne kind of placed next to each other?
Yeah.
It really does look like a town and the outskirts of a town. So even though not everything loops back in itself, it still kind of architecturally makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
It's time.
It's time to meet the man.
This is going to be, I guess, the climax of the stream, though we're going to do one or two quick things before we close out. Here we go.
I love this cutscene.
It's so good.
Beasts all over the shop.
Beasts all over the shop. All right, here we go. Father Gascoigne. Father, ostensibly because he's like a priest in the church or something, but also he is the father of the daughter that we met.
Of the lady, yeah. Yeah, they even say in his set, if you read it, that father is not like a...
Oh, it's not?
It's not a thing given by the healing church. So it's like if he's from a church, it's from some other church. And he like came to be a hunter, basically.
Oh, it sings to me.
This is a very fun/funny fight. Whenever you are doing it by yourself, especially the first time you play through the game.
I forgot to equip the music box. Why don't you keep him occupied for a second, and I'll put the music box on.
I got you.
Okay, we got it. Everything's good. We're cool. Here we go. I'm gonna play him some music. Daddy's forgetting us. Makes this fight much easier. There we go.
I burned him.
Prey slaughtered.
I burned him.
We got a key. We got a lamp.
I got vermin.
Oh yeah, you're a Confederate, which means something very different in this game than American history. Fortunately.
Yeah, for sure. It's a little bit different.
There is a thing that I want to get. There's an item right here.
I think it is very neat whenever you go, whenever you find Gascoigne, and he does his little like beasts all over the shop thing, and he turns around and breathes.
Yeah.
Like you're never given any indication at all that like it's cold outside or anything like that. No one else has that like steaming breath or whatever. So it like gives you this kind of feeling, or I've always thought of it that like Gascoigne he's like so close to transforming. His like body is so feverish that he's just like it's just like hot air coming out of him, which is so cool. Like it's very neat. Gascoigne is also for those of you who haven't played the game, we kind of like ran over him because we both have played this a couple of times, and also there's two of us. But Gascoigne exists in this really like fun space where he exists specifically to punish you for playing this game like you would play Dark Souls. He's very aggressive. He shoots you when you try to hide from him. And he attacks in very like stuttered kind of offbeat patterns that make him a little harder to parry.
You can't really back up from him either. You have to circle him and stuff.
You kind of have to circle him and use the environment in a way that you don't really use it, especially in Dark Souls 2. But like he exists specifically to kind of like incentivize you to stay on him and keep fighting him. Because the more you kind of back away from him and give him room, his weapons have probably better range than the weapons you've got. His gun can blow you away really easy, all that type of stuff. But he's very scary. So you kind of have to like get over your fear of fighting him, get over the timidity that is kind of engendered by Dark Souls by playing this kind of like slow, deliberate pace. And instead kind of just like giving yourself over and fighting him like a wild man. And
he has a
very
blind
cool
spot, like right behind like his right arm. If you're standing there, he can almost never hit you. But you have to be bold to get there.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just cool because he's scary, but like riding the lightning of his fight and staying on him is what makes him easier.
Right.
Whereas like in other Souls games, they're typically made easier by playing slower and more deliberately. So the whole fight is kind of like geared towards getting you out of Souls habits and getting you into Bloodborne habits. And it's actually kind of like a notable place. I know it was for me whenever I very first played Bloodborne, where he was like kind of a wall. Like I had to go at him a few times before I got him because he's hard if you're still in like Souls mode brain.
I fortunately was able to get him in 2 tries. I beat Cleric Beast on my first try and Gascoigne on my second try, and that has generally been my track record with Bloodborne as opposed to Dark Souls. Of like, I've hit very few walls in the way that I've hit walls in the Souls series, and I think that maybe it's just my play style. You mentioned once that like my tendency is to panic, which like Bloodborne kind of rewards panicking in a way
Yeah,
that Dark Souls
it wants
does
you to
not.
panic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark Souls wants you to play like slow and smart and
Yeah.
space your moves. Bloodborne wants you to fight as if the person just killed your dog.
Yeah.
Basically, like you were supposed to just be going ham all the time. So like, yeah, so the tendency to kind of like panic and sort of like just start smashing attack buttons or whatever, it kind of helps you more in Bloodborne than it does in Dark Souls. And I mean, which isn't to say it's completely like has no finesse, because it absolutely does.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just there that frenetic pace is rewarded more in Dark Souls, or I'm sorry, in Bloodborne than it is in Dark Souls. And if you want like a really good example of that, I would encourage you to go online and like look at people doing PvP of Bloodborne versus people doing PvP in Dark Souls, where in Dark Souls everything is very like kind of like Wild West standoffy, like everybody's kind of waiting on the first person to make the first move, and then when you do, there's kind of like flashes of action and then it'll slow back down. But in Bloodborne, it is like watching Dragon Ball Z or something. Like everybody's just like slamming into each other full speed.
Okay, so I'm back to Gascoigne's daughter's window. We know that was her father. We now know what she meant when she said that Daddy forgets us. You know, he's turned into a werewolf. And also, I found the brooch. She said her mother wore a brooch. And I found this on a corpse, so Mom's dead too. That's fun. It says, a woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola. Or Viola? How do you say that when it's a name? I don't know. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With the proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. I think that she asks for this. Like, I can give her the brooch to tell her that her mother is dead. I can also not do that. I know that there's not really a good ending to this storyline.
No.
But I'm wondering if you have a suggestion for what I should do.
The best thing to do is to not do anything else. If you like, so you can. Basically, what happens here is you can tell her mom's dead, and then tell her to go to Odeon Chapel or whatever, but she'll die on the way there.
So I should just leave her here, essentially.
If you don't want the toddler to die, then you just
it's unlikely the toddler meets a happy end, regardless. But yeah, let's just say wait here for your parents to get back.
Yeah, it's kind of the difference between, do you want the toddler to be consumed by a flesh-eating pig that's like horrifying and would probably be very painful, or would you rather her be bathed in cosmic fire as the rest of the world is spaded over, as and a new world is born in the ashes of this one? Yeah, it's kind of like you pick your poison there.
Also, Ted mentioned in chat that the weather in Knoxville is perfect for this stream.
Yes.
And that it's raining outside. Also, it rains blood when you beat bosses in this game, which we did not take note of. Right. But that's great.
It's only for a second. But yeah.
We wanted to do these streams at night because that makes more sense for this game. And this is a great night to start it off.
A good night for a hunt.
I'm going to run to Erden Chapel really quick. And then we will end with that cutscene, which will put us in a good place for our next stream. We ended up making pretty good time, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably could have done it in like an hour 20 if I hadn't died to the Cleric Beast. But, it wouldn't be a soul stream if you didn't have some frustrations. Anything else about this first stretch of the game you want to say, Cam, while we're still on mic?
I'm trying to think. No, there's bits later about like Gascoigne and Henrik and stuff, but that won't really come in until you like meet Henrik or see him or whatever. So
Henrik is the guy that I'm going to run into in this graveyard, right? The guy who fights Eileen?
He fights Eileen in the same place that you fought Gascoigne.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can open this gate now. I'm going into the Erden. I don't know why it's pronounced Erden, but it is Erden Tomb.
but mainly like you should think of whenever you're watching this stream or watching it back, and if it's the first time you've played through Bloodborne or watched Bloodborne, like think of this as how this has opened as like this kind of gothic horror thing, but then there's been these little bits like the Madman's Knowledge and stuff where you're like, wait a second, what's going on here?
Here's another great hint that something else is going on. There's a note in this little building I found myself in that says, "The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably." It's like, okay,
that's normal.
That's real normal note to find there. Here's a chest.
Pretty easy, simple thing to write for yourself.
I got a workshop tool that's going to help me upgrade my weapon and such. And here's our cutscene.
It's the temple with the little boy in it.
He's so good. We'll talk to him next time, though.
Yeah, very good little man.
We're going to have a task next time of, like, going and saving all of our neighbor friends.
Oh, right. The ones that hate you?
Yeah. Not all of them hate me, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Here we are in the Cathedral Ward. This is where Gilbert told me to go. So we have fulfilled the first part of our quest here. We have a little spider dude to talk to next time.
I love how basically the first thing, so you get seek the pale blood, which you at this point in the game you're like, what?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. If you
Gilbert
say
gives
so.
you a pretty Gilbert gives you a pretty like concrete thing where he's like, go to the chapel, go to Central Yarnum, it's gonna be all right. Just find your way there, it's safe there. And you're like, okay. So then you're kind of like looking for other stuff to do, and the like you do get the little task from the spider guy of like, hey, help me find people and gather them here.
Yeah.
But the other note is my brain shudders uncontrollably.
My head shakes uncontrollably.
Yeah.
And I guess on that note, I'm going to get my emotes out and wave to the camera. That is the end of our first session. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. We will see you next Monday. Bye.
See you, everyone.